Hi everyone, this is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for June 9th through the 15th. And this is an interesting time, you all. We are in Gemini time, and I want to just remind you here that anytime the personal planets, Sun, Mercury, Mars, Venus, basically, when any of them are in Gemini, Sag, or Virgo, Pisces, they are what I consider to be the processors of the zodiac, the times of year when we essentially process what's going on within and around us. So this week's activations are Sun and Mars, which are both very personal to the individual and the individual's goals. Working it out with the faith planets and what we believe to be true or possible, and Saturn, our reality, what we anchor. And so each one of these has their own description, of course, but we're going to take them under consideration as a whole and see where some of them can help each other and balance things out. So on the 9th, we kick off the week, which is Sunday, with Sun squaring Neptune, which can cause self-doubt, self-delusion, or an overall confusion that seems to be sourced within or self-directed, meaning that you're not really seeing yourself as clearly as usual. Thank God it's only temporary. This is just the universe's way of slowing you down so that you can see where your goals may have been a little bit unrealistic, and perhaps your energy is low and you're feeling challenged to see the bright side of things. It may be better to just time out, rest, and replenish if possible. But most of all, do not initiate any grand plans as you are not really seeing things as they truly are at this time. But just question things, double check, follow up. Like I said, this is a month of processing, and we do that in different ways. During Gemini time, it's a lot of information processing. During Sag time, we're trying to make meaning out of everything that we've been through in a year and essentially learn the lesson, get the lesson and the blessing. With Pisces, we're processing our feelings and dreams and the things that we sense going on within or around us, whereas Virgo is how we process things in the body in our physical day-to-day and how much we can actually literally handle. So it's good to take a time out 4 times a year to do some review and make those connections, because when you don't, then sometimes you don't get to yield all the benefits of your hard work. So on the 10th, the Sun is going to oppose Jupiter. So here we have both days the Sun interacting with both of the faith and belief planets. Like again, what you believe to be true or possible often becomes true. And so you don't want to be too doubtful or pessimistic, because this is a time of change. And so anything that you want to change, you are really supported to change. So on the 10th, it says this energy is a double-edged sword in that you may feel positive and optimistic, which is a good thing, but it can also be prone to excess, which brings us to the philosophy of anything in moderation or balance in all things. Be positive, but be alert too. Beware of the urge to overdo it or overextend yourself on any level. Use this energy to tap into your courageous side and attempt something that you have avoided out of fear or doubt. There is a push-pull going on between your ego and your enthusiastic child within, which demands that you find a proper expression for this energy. Also beware of your enthusiasm provoking you to try to get others to see your point of view. You always have to be mindful of the fact that everyone is on their own individual paths and may not always be ready for what you're bringing, and that's okay. Focus this energy back on yourself and it will serve you well, because this is a Sun activation. It's all about you. This energy tends to bring out the self-righteousness in us, and that rarely leads where you're really trying to go. What this energy is trying to tell us is that certain aspects of yourself and your spiritual development are coming to a head, and decisions need to be made which will affect your future. Pay attention and try to get the lesson and the blessing of whatever is happening this week, because it is trying to guide you to a new level, ready or not. Also keep in mind that it is an opposition, which always reminds us to watch for extremes and practice coming back to center consciously. The truth is, you are 6 months into something that requires some integration. If you stabilize now, you can expand your life in positive ways and with more ease and grace. So, deep breath. That's on Monday. Then on Thursday, we have my free telecircle, the intro to your ancestral guides, and kinship and community with Wolf. You are invited to join us for the final piece in a 3-part introduction to the new work I am doing. I'm so excited about the response I'm getting, and I'm even more inspired by the commitment to your own healing and dedication to your own soul work that I get to witness. The ancestors is perhaps the most important piece because it represents where we come from, where we're heading, and what we're capable of. We're going to dive into the value of cultivating a relationship with your own benevolent ancestral guides and hopefully reveal some untapped resources that can serve you in the here and now. So you can register on my website, karmictools.com. Under offerings, under subscriptions, is the Soul Sisters Circle, is a new circle in addition to my Venus Circle, which follows the Venus cycle. The Soul Sisters Circle is not astrologically based. This is where we gather to do our individual healing, work on our ongoing education, and our transformational soul work, and that is open to everybody. So I hope you'll consider joining me, and if you missed the first two, those are going out in my mailing and are available on the YouTube and on the website, but you should definitely check out the first 2 parts were the inner archetypes and our animal guides, which was also a lot of fun. So I hope you will consider joining me this week as we complete this introduction. Then on Friday, we have 2 Mars activations, one with Neptune, one with Saturn. So I like this. One's a positive activation with Neptune, which is expanding the dream in some way. Saturn helps us stabilize it. So we are using our imagination this week to connect to what is really absolutely necessary for us as individuals. You have permission to be selfish, which is not a bad thing. It is all about self-preservation, which is essential to our evolution and how we function. So use this week as it is intended to get in touch with who you are and what you want. Tap into that fuel to kind of direct your life on your own behalf. On the 14th, Mars is going to trine Neptune, which is an easy angle, and earned blessings from past efforts. This energy is good for spiritual exploration, digging deeper into your place in the cosmos and in relation to others as well. Your energy is best turned inward as you find just how much who you are and what you want has changed over recent years, and using this energy to infuse more depth into your heart's desires. By infusing your dreams and visions for yourself, you naturally bless others and the universe. You may feel inclined to help others, but always balance that drive with some objectivity. Are those you're helping just as dedicated as you are to the common cause? This is a very laid-back energy that allows you time to take effective action on behalf of your dreams and spiritual growth, and clarify your personal needs and individual desires. Enjoy it. So yes, this can be a really positive influence. And then also same day on the 14th, Mars opposed Saturn. Now this is a biggie because this is also the midpoint in a 2-year cycle. So Mars is all about, like we said, who you are and what you want. And that evolves every 2 years in a pretty trackable way, let's say. And with Saturn, it's what we're building, what we're creating, what we're making real in our lives, and what we believe to be our physical limits and what we can and cannot do. So Mars is that passion and drive to in the sacred masculine, the part of us that negotiates on our behalf, holds our boundaries, and gets our ideas in the world. And Saturn wants us to do a step-by-step process to stabilize it, to make sure it lasts longer so that it serves more people and is more enduring across the board. So this is an interesting combo, but remember, oppositions are always about balance and swinging between those extremes. Mars wants to take action, Saturn wants to stabilize and anchor. So this energy is a mixed blessing, so watch any extremes swing in one way or another. Mars is all about energy, passion, and movement, while Saturn is all about stability, structure, and foundation. When they are opposite each other, there can be a beautiful blend of energy and passion behind solid, productive work that yields long-term benefits. However, if you swing to petulant Mars, I want my way, then Saturn's response is it will be done the right way or not at all. This energy brings lessons either way, usually around anger issues or long-standing upsets. You may feel held back, although nothing could be further from the truth. The reality is that you have to do certain first things first, and if and when you do things in order, success usually follows. If and when you rush and do things without thinking or planning, then mistakes inevitably follow, and you have to do things over again. This is also the halfway mark in a 2-year cycle that gives you the opportunity to check in and see how things are progressing and make any necessary adjustments so you are successful at the culmination of the current cycle. Look to the signs for more specifics. Okay, so in this case, it's Cancer and Capricorn, which does tie into the upcoming eclipses, which leads me to the next thing I was going to say. I have the solstice call on the 20th with Shanta, which is a Thursday, and the actual solstice is Friday the 21st, but we're gathering on the Thursday, and I will be adding a little bit of extra information about the Sagittarius full moon. Because, as I said, we're kind of a month out from eclipses, Cancer Capricorn eclipses specifically. This is a great activation to tap into, to co-create with what's going on right now, to really choose the reality you want to be living, and to make any course corrections that you can see at this time, 1 year into a 2-year process. Just really check in with that, feel into that. How does that feel to you? Know that you are supported to integrate everything that's come along in the last year, but see what you can shift to make sure that you finish this next year in a good position. So I hope you'll join us to celebrate solstice, and for a little extra full moon mojo. That'll be wonderful to be together as a community for that, celebrating the light, the maximum light that we get to experience at this time of the year every year in this hemisphere. Also, on Tuesday the 25th will be the Venus Circle, where we will do our release work in Gemini and at the crown chakra. So we are rounding the bend here, everyone. June, July, August. July and August really bring the midpoint in the Venus cycle. So that is when we shift gears from releasing and letting go of and cleaning and clearing and cleansing, and we start reclaiming and building and owning and authoring our new story and really moving in a new direction and practicing with new skills and learning new things and improvising. And it's going to be really interesting for the next 9 months. Well, after August, that is. So I hope you will join us for some of these events. And I will be also posting an article for the eclipses as well. There's a repost of an article that's just really valuable and kind of timeless, and a good article to prime the pump for the other article that I want to post that has to do with the eclipses. So stay tuned for more of that. Also, I want to remind you here that I will be in Chicago and DC this summer. So if you would like to connect directly, please reach out, kelly@karmictools.com, and see if you can't join us at one of these live events, or if you would like to do some one-on-one work, please let me know. I have a lot more coming, but I'm putting it all into the mailing as we speak. And so I hope that this forecast just gets you through the week before we have some much bigger things to get through. We have a lot of powerful energy and alignments this summer that is going to pretty much shift things so that the second half of this year is wildly different from the first half, and we must prepare ourselves. It's an interesting ride, and I am deeply grateful to share it with you. So thank you for your time, energy, and listening to my forecast. I will be in touch soon. Thanks for listening. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and I am so grateful for your time, energy, and support. Please share this with those you think would resonate, and reach out if and when you need to, Kelly@KarmicTools.com. The goal of my weekly forecast is to alert you to the energies and activations that we're all experiencing and the possibilities for conscious co-creation as an individual. Awareness of the energies is the first key, but I invite you to take it to the next level by checking out my readings, telecircles, and subscriptions, which are all geared toward individual support that helps you understand your own unique blueprint. My specialty is cycles and patterns, and I love helping people figure out their own within the context of the social and collective rhythm. To some, working with their own cycles and patterns is a completely new and foreign concept, but there are many planetary cycles that coincide with natural life cycles that allow us to co-create in mystical as well as practical ways. I create custom tools that I have tried and tested myself for over 30 years, and I do the work alongside my circle every time. So I hope you will reach out if you feel called to dive deeper into your own soul's natural rhythm. Talk to you soon. One love.